migrants are being targeted in New York now. And in Mississippi, they saying that they're going to put bounties on y'all head. Hit a like for the algorithm. Let's rock out, y'all.
You have breaking news this morning. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem is in New York City and just announced the arrest of a criminal alien facing several charges. It comes as local officials all across the tri-state are warning migrants of more potential ICE raids. Good Day's Briella Tomasetti has the very latest from Paterson, New Jersey, where officials are also very concerned out there. Briella, though, you're going to start with this breaking news.
Yeah, Dan, good morning to you. And this is brand new this morning, only posted to social media just minutes ago. As we mentioned, the new Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announcing a major arrest in New York City. We want to get right to that video now that she posted on social media. I'll try to walk you through it. So this was posted to X at 6:13 a.m., showing an apparent immigration enforcement operation in New York City. The video showing agents escorting somebody out of a building in handcuffs into a car waiting outside. Noem says a criminal alien with kidnapping, assault, and burglary charges is now in custody thanks to ICE. Sonoma. We are waiting to learn more information about what exactly happened there. Hopefully more details coming up soon. But it comes as Mayor Andre Saya prepares residents here in Paterson, New Jersey for potential run-ins with immigration officials.
There are people in Paterson who are panicking.
Yesterday, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement made 1,179 arrests, compared with 956 on Sunday and 200.
They ramping up the numbers, ain't they? When Tom Homan said, hey, we know where y'all are and we coming to get y'all, he wasn't playing around, was he? They making 1,200 arrests a day. Only thing we got to make sure is that we got enough planes and that we sorting the people out to where they going to go. Okay, where you going? Guatemala, where you going? Venezuela, where you going? To Mexico, where you going? Colombia. Jesus. Talk about ramping up.
186 on Saturday. President Trump took a victory lap while addressing House Republicans at their annual policy retreat in Miami, urging them to support his immigration crackdown and border security proposals. He says the Department of Homeland Security will continue their raids to root out illegal immigrants who have committed serious crimes.
If they've been arrested many, many times, they're repeat offenders by many numbers. I want them out of our country.
Federal agents have been conducting raids in sanctuary cities across the U.S. Again, it appears that's now happening in New York. Over the weekend, though, in Chicago, ICE arrested 9 Tren de Aragua gang members. Border czar Tom Homan said 2 of them had murder convictions and at least 7 others were sexual predators. Sources from DHS told Fox News New York City is their next target and that raids in our area could be massive. Again, we are seeing one unfold as we speak. Immigration advocates are bracing for the worst.
This is a moment where we all have to come together as New Yorkers to fight for our families, to fight for our communities, and ensure that we continue to allow our people to thrive here in the state of New York.
Your people are going home. If you want to go and visit them, you can go and catch a plane and make sure that you got your visa and your passports together. Hey, y'all wanted to be passport bros, didn't y'all? Passport system, passport bros. Now you got an opportunity to go home. Now you got an opportunity to go home. You can go and visit your people where they are in their home country. They've taken enough money out of the United States of America and sent it back home anyway. Now you can go and live in a place that you built with American dollars.
New York.
James Comer, who chairs the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, is launching an investigation into sanctuary cities like Boston, Chicago.
I didn't want to say it, but he did sound a little sassy. Sound like he got a little boyfriend somewhere in there, but we ain't gonna say, we ain't gonna go there.
And New York, he called on the Democratic mayors of those cities to testify before his committee next month. It's unclear at this point if they will accept his invitation, but a spokesperson for Mayor Adams' office says that they are reviewing the letter and will respond accordingly.
Shout out to Siren.
Again, though, to recap, breaking right now, there are raids happening in New York City. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem says that somebody was apprehended, and we're hoping to get more details about that person's identity, where that person is from, and exactly what happened, what he did, what he is responsible.
Hey, remember when they was all getting off the bus over the last 3.5 years and everybody was excited to be here inside of the United States of America? Remember when that was popping off? Y'all don't remember that? And they would cross over into the United States of America down there in El Paso and stuff like that. And they would say, hey, where would you like to go? Some of them would say, I want to go to San Francisco. And then the other ones would say, I want to go to Chicago. And then the other, oh no. And it was his friend over there. Oh, no. We need to go to New York. New York. You can stay at the Roosevelt Hotel. And then some of them, they couldn't speak English. So they was, what did you say? Hey, somebody give me a translator over here. Where you from? And it was from all over. And they was literally naming the places that they wanted to go to. Man, how much of a change happens in 8 days.
Now, to talk more about it is New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, a member of the House Ways and Means and Intelligence Committees. Congresswoman, it's good to see you this morning and know that you're in Florida at your retreat with your colleagues there. But let me first kick things off on the border here and what we're hearing from Kristi Noem. New York City is now the target for ICE.
Shout out to Ms. Crotty Shetty and Brandy.
You know, this is tremendous, Maria. I am so happy to see this, and I've been home in my district last weekend. I'll be going back tomorrow. All I've heard from especially a lot of senior citizens and others is how thrilled they are that we're seeing these absolutely violent, criminal, illegal immigrants that are being harbored by these
don't try to duplicate my voice. When I'm imitating people and they languages and stuff, it's an accurate, it sounds just like that. Hey, where would you like to go? Where are you from? I'm from Guatemala. Guatemala? Okay. Where Guatemala is? Where's your family? Like, man, I ain't even think about trying to learn no English before you got here. You ain't got Google Translate. You ain't got nothing. You just showed up with a Dora the Explorer backpack and a pink jacket and a hoodie. Where your kids at? Where your wife at? Where everybody at? How come y'all over here? How come everybody is traveling in packs of 80 and it's all men? Where are the women at in this whole thing? Because I seen when y'all was marching towards the border in Mexico, there was a lot of women in that troop. Now all I see is 80 men, 100 men, all making a trek through the United States of America. We had more men. That's why we start. Have y'all noticed? That's why we started to have a balance of the ratio of men to women, is because we started having all of these migrant men come over until you have millions of migrant men come over to the United States of America. Next thing you know, women start getting sassy. I can go and date who I want. Wait a minute. Just 4 years ago, there was a shortage of men inside of the United States of America. It was like a 5-to-1 ratio of men to women. Now, all of a sudden, you want to get tough because you think that it's an equal amount. We going back to the way that it used to be before Biden got in office. We going back to scratch. Hey, listen, hold on. Give me a second. I just want to say this real quick. I know I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Whenever you start to say that, it go bad. We gonna have to get some act right for my security guards that's in this building. They not my personal security guards. My personal people, they do things right. Every day, y'all. I'm a whisper because I can see them. Every day, y'all. Every single day. I got a security guard in this building. And it's a little cubby closet that's over there. And you know what he do? This dude is always sleepy. And he go into the cubby closet and he take a nap every single day. The security guard is always sleepy. And even when he woke, all he do is be on the phone and be watching NBA games from the day before. I'm telling you the truth. Because I could see directly out into the hallway. And so I see him sneaking into the cubby closet. And so he be trying to act like he don't see me, but I see him. Now, I'm one of the biggest, I'm like the only black owner inside of, no, it's another lady that's inside of the building. And we the only black owners. But how come they feel comfortable? That's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. How come they feel comfortable always doing stuff around us because he black? Now, when we had the white security guard, when I first got in this building before he retired, he was on top of things. He was making sure that people were getting in. He was working with the contractors that was coming into the building and stuff like that. But as soon as we get a black security guard, all of a sudden he's sleepy every day. He used to sleep in a car, but I guess he got in trouble for sleeping in a car. So now he comes in and he goes into this little cubby room and he take a nap all day, every day. Every day this dude taking a nap. Now, how should I handle this? How should I handle this? And the reason that I'm asking this is because, then they gonna call me a sellout because I don't feel like I'm getting what I'm paying in security guard, because we get extra fees for people to babysit the building and stuff like that. So we all pay into it. But then I don't want to say nothing because then I'm gonna sound like the bad guy. Can y'all hear me good? Somebody said, why is you telling on him? Because I pay his salary. And first of all, I didn't tell on him yet, but I pay his salary. See, it's different when you an employer, when you an owner. When you just a worker, you can say that amongst your workers. You can say that amongst your friends. Hey, man, don't be snitching. But when you the employer, when you the person that actually needs your building secure, when you're the person that actually needs security to make sure that certain people don't get up to my unit, my suite, it hit a little bit different, don't it? So now I've had to take extra steps. I got my own security. I got extra locks on the inside of the door to make sure that people can't just come in and stuff. And it's all because people are being incompetent and they not doing their jobs. Somebody said, why am I whispering? Because it makes it seem like it's more of a secret if we whisper. It's not really changing anything or doing anything, but it seems like we all sharing something that we not supposed to share if I whisper, right? Let's head over to Mississippi and talk about the bounties that's happening on Mississippi.
Registered bounty hunters in Mississippi could get $1,000 for each successful deportation they facilitate. That's under the terms of House Bill 1484, which would create the, quote, Mississippi Illegal Alien Certified Bounty Hunter Program. A Mississippi District Attorney, Matthew Barton, proposed the bill, which was authored by Republican State Representative Justin Keene. Representative Keene joining us now live this morning to explain all of it. Thank you so much for taking the time to join.
Then y'all gonna sit there and get mad at me and say, no, diversity, equity, and inclusion is supposed to be a good thing. We need more jobs. They tried to convince me last night that black people work just as hard. And I'm not saying all black people, because I know that there's outliers amongst every single community. Hard working, there's a hard worker. But they gonna try to convince me last night on the panel that people that come into this country that's doing some of the hardest jobs don't work harder than people that's already born here. You lying to me? I see it every day. I see it every single day. Every day I see it in real time. You lying to me? No, that's not true. The data says otherwise. My eyes and what I interact with every single day tell me otherwise. I see it in real time. I don't know if y'all ever started a business. I don't know if y'all ever hired nobody before, but I'm trying to tell you that your experiences is going to be a little bit different. You're going to have a whole nother perspective. People sitting there talking to me, oh, Anton is against the culture. No, I'm against your lazy daddy that keep on asking me for a job and asking me for an advance so he can go and get some crack, and then don't show up on Friday because he got his check too early on Thursday. We used to issue checks. We stopped doing direct deposit and we started to issue physical checks, and we wouldn't issue them until after their shift was over on Friday because we didn't want them to disappear. That's the type of stuff that we be dealing with. Oh, man, no, Anton, that's stereotyping. No, that's real life. That's real life. Don't sit here and tell me I'm stereotyping. I didn't open up too many businesses and cut too many checks from people. I know what's really happening.
Join us here today.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate being here.
Of course. Well, first off, I want to do a broad overlook here at this
selling all of the
legislation. Can you
chicken
break down exactly
under the
what
table
it is and what it would really do?
Well, this piece of legislation was brought about to fill a gap. We all have seen over the last 4 years kind of what the Biden administration has done to the ICE department. He's basically tried to shut it down to where it's non-functional. So House Bill 1484 was created to give us a neighborhood watch sort of gap for people that deal with criminals on a day-to-day basis. That's what bounty hunters, law enforcement, bails bondsmen do. So it's an information gathering to our higher up law enforcement community to then push that information to ICE so they can then act on that information.
And what you're looking at,
they are proposing. This is the latest proposal. All right. So for all of y'all that was looking to make some extra money, so for all of my Lyft driver, my Uber Eats drivers, this is the legislation that's being proposed, up to $1,000 per illegal. Now, somebody will say, Anton, that's a lot of money. How can we afford to do it? Well, we got to spend a bunch of money on agencies and all of these other people in order to do the research to come and find them and track them down anyway. If you circumvent the process by making it easier, you actually saving us money. We'd like to share our fortune, our good fortune, and the budget that we using to make sure that we get the people out of here that's not supposed to be here. Yes. Everybody about to become a bounty hunter now. Everybody about to become a bounty hunter. They are proposing that possibly spending $1,000, you get a $1,000 reward for every person that you find not doing what they supposed to do over here in the United States of America. Boy, it ain't gonna be no more roofers out here in these streets.
Brought this up a little bit earlier, but this is a post from Secretary Kristi Noem as she says arresting some criminal aliens this morning in NYC. Thank you to the brave officers involved. Why did you want to make sure to be a part of this? Why was it so important for you?
Well, my family has a background in law enforcement, as do I. On top of that, I feel like as a representative
on your
here
way
in
to
the
Home
district
Depot?
And for the state of Mississippi, we're supposed to represent our constituents, what their wants. And after you see the referendum vote that President Trump got, he basically ran on this as one of his number one agendas. So this is an opportunity for Mississippi to kind of take that step to support him and to illustrate to the voters that we're trying to do, and we hear what you're saying.
As the author of this piece of legislation, do you see it getting enough support to move forward?
I do. I had some conversations with people as recent as last night. The committee is aware of the bill, and there's been numerous conversations to kind of work this forward. What we would like to have happen is, to have multiple people at the table so that multiple different ideas can come forward so that the best piece for Mississippi and for the nation can then, be put into legislation.
That's going to be crazy. If they can push through that type of legislation and for it to stand, it's going to be hard for people to be getting away. Because now, the very person that you think is your neighbor may be the person that tell on you. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.